Hey everyone. Hey, I hope y'all are having an absolutely amazing week. But hey, here it is Thursday. It is Thursday during football season. So if you have been following my Instagram for a hot minute, you know what that means. Means it is time for this week's NFL football picks. So I'm going to start this off with Thursday Night Football. Y'all, Thursday Night Football, I am super duper excited for the game this week. It is the Buffalo Bills versus the New England Patriots. Now, big AFC East battle. The New England Patriots are fighting to stay relevant in that division. Bill Belichick fighting for his playoff life against the Buffalo Bills, who everyone at the beginning of the season presumed would be that Super Bowl favorite. And y'all, they're looking good, but I wouldn't say they're looking like that Super Bowl favorite. It's going to be a big week. They're going to be without Von Miller, who is out for the foreseeable future due to that injury that he had last week. But against the New England Patriots, I still think the Buffalo Bills have enough to get it done just on Josh Allen alone. So on this game, I'm saying the Buffalo Bills walk away with the W. And then that takes us into Sunday. With the Sunday slate of games, we're starting off with the Pittsburgh Steelers versus the Atlanta Falcons. Y'all, the Steelers looked very good last week, beating the Indianapolis Colts on Monday Night Football. I will be the first to admit I didn't see that coming. The Kenny Pickett era, here we are. George Pickens looks absolutely amazing. They're building that offense around those two rookies. Y'all, I'm here for it. But in this game, the Atlanta Falcons have been really shocking this year, and I think they're going to keep that role going, winning this week. And then we have the Green Bay Packers versus the Chicago Bears. Now, with the Green Bay Packers, is Aaron Rodgers starting? It sounds like he will. Or is it going to be the rookie Jordan, or not the rookie, but the young blood Jordan Love? Meanwhile, over in Chicago, is Justin Fields starting, or is it going to be week 2 of Trevor Siemian? There's a lot of what ifs in this game, but honestly, I think regardless, the Green Bay Packers are going to walk away with this one, whether it's Aaron Rodgers or it's Jordan Love. Personally, I really hope it's Jordan Love. I really liked what I saw from him last week. Plus, I just want to see what the kid has. Like, Aaron Rodgers, his days are numbered. He knows it. He's been hinting at it for the last couple seasons. I really want to see what Jordan Love has. So, in this game, regardless of who's in at quarterback, I'm giving it to the Green Bay Packers. And then we have the Jacksonville Jaguars versus the Detroit Lions. It is Cinderella versus Cinderella. The Jaguars, I absolutely love Trevor Lawrence. I love what he's been able to do along with Doug Peterson. I'm a little curious about the health of Travis Etienne, who left early last week, versus the Detroit Lions. Y'all, with Detroit, they are such a Cinderella story. Jared Goff has that offense looking good. Jamal Williams is having an absolute breakout season. Amon-Ra St. Brown looks like a stud for years to come. And then on that defense, you have Aiden Hutchinson and you have Malcolm Rodriguez, who look like two rookie pieces that this team could really build around. Top it off, they have the LA Rams first-round pick coming into the upcoming draft, thanks to that Matt Stafford trade, and it's looking like that's going to be a top 5 pick. Y'all, the Lions are coming. Like, that is a team that is primed and ready. And I think they're going to take that momentum. I think they are going to roll into this week. They are going to pull up the upset against the Jacksonville Jaguars. And then we have the New York Jets versus the Minnesota Vikings. The New York Jets, I imagine we're going to be starting Mike White. He looked very good last week. Love the swagger that kid has. Reminds me of just like the confidence of a Taylor Heineke, like a guy who you probably have never heard of, who actually just from the presence he brings alone makes the people around him better. But the Minnesota Vikings are probably one of the top 3 NFL teams in the NFC. Probably one of the top 3 NFC teams. And for that reason alone, the Vikings are going to get that W. I just don't see a way that the Jets defense is going to be able to stop Justin Jefferson, Adam Thielen, Dalvin Cook, and TJ Hawkinson. Like, just too many weapons over there. And then we have the Washington Commanders versus the New York Giants. Y'all, the New York Giants, they look like they're slowing down a little bit. Saquon's not nearly as electric. I think he's out to have his personal best in a season for touches, and you can tell because it's starting to wear on him. On the flip side, Brian Robinson is picking up steam. Taylor Heineke has the confidence on that offense, that swagger on that offense, to have that team moving in the right direction. You can see it from Curtis Samuel to Terry McLaurin. Like, that team just thrives off of the energy that he brings. Speaking of energy, Chase Young is gonna be back for this game. Like, that's a big boost to this defense. This game here, I think the Washington Commanders are gonna keep it going. And then that brings us to the Tennessee Titans versus the Philadelphia Eagles. A.J. Brown playing the Tennessee Titans. Y'all, if you are going up against A.J. Brown or Jalen Hurts in fantasy this week, I'm sorry, you're probably going to be sporting that L, because I think Hurts and A.J. Brown are going to have an absolutely outstanding game, just purely off of revenge alone. This game here, I'm giving it to the Philadelphia Eagles. And then we have the Denver Broncos, yes, Broncos country, let's ride, versus the Baltimore Ravens. Y'all, that team is turning on Russ. Like, I'm sorry, that team is turning on Russ. That team is turning on Nathaniel Hackett. We saw a little argument last week on the sideline between Russ and one of his offensive linemen. Y'all, Russ's birthday was this week. He invited the whole team to his birthday party. Only half the team showed up. Like, they are not bought into Russ at all. And meanwhile, on the other end, the Ravens are very bought into Lamar Jackson. This game here, Baltimore Ravens, I don't see it being close. Ravens are going to run away with this one. And then we have the Cleveland Browns versus the Houston Texans. Y'all, the Cleveland Browns, they're going to be led by Deshaun Watson. We all know my feelings on Deshaun Watson. I am not a fan at all. I'm kind of sickened that he's going to be on the football field. Just me speaking out loud. But regardless, the Cleveland Browns are going to get the W this week against the Houston Texans. Houston just does not have the horses to keep up in this race. And then we have the Seattle Seahawks versus the LA Rams. Y'all, these LA Rams, they're throwing in the towel. Like, the season's over. This might be the biggest Super Bowl hangover debacle I've ever seen. In this game, the Rams are not going to have Cooper Kupp, Allen Robinson, Aaron Donald, Matt Stafford against the Seattle Seahawks. Like, they are of their like blue chip players, I think the only two that are actually playing are Jalen Ramsey and Bobby Wagner. Meanwhile, Seattle has been an absolute Cinderella story this season. Geno Smith is a shoo-in for the Comeback Player of the Year award. Seattle is going to win this one probably in a big way. And then we have the Miami Dolphins versus the San Francisco 49ers. Now, in this game here, I'm really curious to see what the running back situation looks like for the 49ers. Obviously, there's a lot of injuries there, including to Christian McCaffrey. Meanwhile, that Miami Dolphins offense, that whole Miami Dolphins team, not just the offense, but that whole team is really clicking. I love the energy that Mike McDaniel is bringing to that team. I love the chemistry that Tua Tagovailoa has with Tyreek Hill and with Waddle. That team is just cooking. They honestly are probably one of the teams in the running for the AFC Championship. No secret here, I'm going with the Miami Dolphins. And that leads us to my game of the week, the Kansas City Chiefs versus the Cincinnati Bengals. Last year's AFC Championship round 2. And I'm really stunned that this game did not get flexed to Sunday Night Football. This game has literally everything you would want. It has that prime time rematch from last year's playoffs. We have Joe Burrow with Jamar Chase, T. Higgins, Tyler Boyd, up against Patrick Mahomes with Juju Smith-Schuster, Travis Kelce. So, I mean, this game could be an absolute slobber knocker, will be an absolute slobber knocker. This game here, I am giving it to the Kansas City Chiefs, mostly because of the Chiefs defense versus the Cincinnati Bengals offensive line. The Cincinnati Bengals offensive line, they've come a long way since week 1, but I still don't like them, especially up against a defensive line as tough as Kansas City, as stagnant as Kansas City. And then we have the LA Chargers versus the Vegas Raiders. Y'all, the Vegas Raiders, they're living and dying off of Josh Jacobs right now. Like, Josh Jacobs is willing them every step of the way. With the LA Chargers have definitely underperformed this year. Keenan Allen and Mike Williams have been injured, so there's been some concerns there. J.C. Jackson on the defensive side of the ball obviously is on IR. And honestly, I could see the Chargers being a unexpected head coaching vacancy in the offseason. Probably, knock knock to Sean Payton over here. But still, at the end of the day, I see the Chargers winning this game. I'd say this is more of an indictment on how badly I view Vegas, not how good I view the Chargers. And then that leads us to Sunday Night Football. Like I said, I'm stunned that the Chiefs and Bengals didn't get flexed into this spot. But Sunday Night Football is going to be the Indianapolis Colts versus the Dallas Cowboys. Probably didn't get flexed because they knew Jerry Jones would have a hissy. But the Colts have looked pretty good under Jeff Saturday. Jeff Saturday obviously is still, a new head coach. He's made a couple bonehead mistakes like his clock management last week. But he's going up against the Dallas Cowboys. Dak Prescott right now is playing like a top 5 quarterback. Zeke and Tony Pollard make one of the best 1-2 punches in that backfield that I've seen in a hot minute. And then on top of that, CeeDee Lamb is no joke on the offense. On the defensive side, we've got Micah Parsons. We've got Trayvon Diggs. That defense is next level. This game here, I'm giving it to Dallas. I don't really see it being close. And then after they win this game on Sunday Night Football, the next morning on Monday, Odell Beckham Jr. is going to sign a contract with the Dallas Cowboys. Book it. It's here on recording. I've said it. Can't take it back. It's happening. And then that is leading us to Monday Night Football. Monday Night Football, we have the New Orleans Saints versus the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Now, both these teams, I thought both these teams would be like Super Bowl contenders, boom, boom. It's not been the case. Tom Brady is showing his age. Meanwhile, over on New Orleans' side of the bench, we are really seeing how much they miss Sean Payton. And honestly, I think Dennis Allen's the same Dennis Allen that coached the Raiders that didn't turn out so good, turning his back on Jameis Winston, even though I think Jameis is the better quarterback, and turning it over to Andy Dalton. Andy Dalton, was a backup with the Bears, backup with the Cowboys. He's a backup quarterback. He's not a starting quarterback in the NFL anymore. I'm sorry, I said it. Still, in this game, someone's got to get the W, and I'm giving it to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. I'm giving it to Tampa Bay even without Tristan Wirfs because, hey, it's a quarterback-driven league, and if it's Andy Dalton versus Tom Brady, sorry, I got to go Tom Brady. But that is this week's games. That is this week's slate of games. And hey, I will talk to you all next week for our next regular recorded video, and then obviously the NFL Pick Show. All right, my friends, I love you. I will talk to you soon, and have a good week. Bye.